Hi everybody, this is Momo, and today I'm going to be making two graduation cards. I'm going to start off with my card base, which is a regular A2 size card, and I'm just folding it in half there. And then I have a ledger paper, has a bunch of lines like when we were in kindergarten, and that one's cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm layering it on top of a black layer, which is cut out at 4 by 5 1/4. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp congrats at the bottom of this, and I'm just doing it in some black ink. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a black piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to tape it on the back, just run it across the front. I'm not going to do a bow or a knot or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it a little simple, and I'm just going to go ahead and tape the back of it. And this one's more like a younger type card. I'm going to be doing a more traditional card later on in the video. And I'm just adhering this down. And then what I did was I cut out the little dog from Cricut, and he's cut out at 3 1/2 inches, and I did all of his layers. I'm just going to go ahead and put him together, run some adhesive. And then what I did was I got my Everyday Paper Dolls cartridge, and I cut out the little graduation hat, and I put on the real dial size button, and I cut it out at 1 inch. And then I cut out the little tassel in blue to match his collar, which I forgot to put on in the video, but you'll see it at the photograph at the end. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put some pop dots right onto his little forehead to put the little hat on. There we go. Doesn't he look super cute? Adorable. And we're going to go ahead and put some pop dots on the back and put him right onto the card. And then I thought it looked a little plain, so I decided to get some buttons, of course. And I coordinated the button with the blue that I was using. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that right onto the ribbon. And then our first card is done. Super cute. Now our next card is again an A2 size card. I'm just going to go ahead and fold it in half, and I'm just using a black cardstock this time. And then I have a white and then a gray cardstock. And I'm going to run the gray piece, which is 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to run it with the Swiss Dots embossing folder through the Cuttlebug. And then I'm going to layer that right onto the white cardstock. And this one's more of a traditional card, like I said earlier. And there we go. And then I have a silver strip that I'm just evening out. And I'm going to do a scallop border punch on this on both sides. So you're going to see that I flipped it over and I did the border punch on both sides. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere that straight onto the card. Just wanted to give it a little bit more of a decorative look without putting a ribbon on it. There we go. And then I'm going to trim off the ends just to make them even. That's Hero in the background as always, jingling, jingling. And then I have 2 eyelets, and I'm going to use my Crocodile. And I'm just going to put those on either end of the card, right onto the little strip that I adhered down. And they're silver, so it'll bring out the silver and the black and the white in the card. There we go. I'm just setting them in. I think that looks really nice. And then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that layer onto the card base. There we go. Then what I did was I got my Beyond Birthdays Cricut cartridge, and I cut out the You Did It, and I cut it out at 2 inches. And I'm just putting it on some pop dots and then layering it onto the shadow, because I cut out the regular button and then I cut out the shadow feature on it. And I'm putting some pop dots on that as well. And then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it right onto my card. And the cardstock that I used was one that Megan gave me, and it's gold and silver. And then that little diploma is from my Everyday Paper Dolls. and I just put a little red ribbon around it, and I cut it out also at 1 inch using the real dial button. So there we go. Those are my 2 graduation cards. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Here's the photographs. And that's it. So stay tuned for the next one, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.